Your Majesty, a report on the ongoing debate in the Westlands about objects of power. What was, what will be, and what is may yet be spoiled by this report, which contains major spoilers for all 14 books describing last turning of the Wheel of Time, and for all of Season 2 for this turning. Those unfamiliar with last turning and probable similar future events of this turning continue at their own risk. There has been some discussion of late on the critical importance of the threat posed to the Dragon Reborn by a certain male Adam. Specifically, this male Adam could be used by a female channeler to assert absolute control over the Dragon Reborn. However, effectively applied compulsion would allow the same end result. Further, a past incident involving Sheriam Sadai allegedly being under compulsion shows that some in this turning who use the Forbidden Weave may be capable of doing so without destroying the mind of their victim, as many written records of past use describe. There has also been some discussion regarding the importance of Kalendor, the legendary powerful Sangreal housed in the heart of the Stone of Tyr, in resealing the boar into the Dark One's prison. The question is, could sufficiently powerful channelers reseal the boar without Kalendor, so long as they use both Saidin and Saidar to do so? If this were true, the implication would be that Latra Posei de Cum, and not Luz Theron Telemann, is responsible for the breaking of the world, because if she had simply gone along with Luz Theron's plan, Saidin would never have been corrupted by the Dark One's counterstroke. This does not sit right with me, though, as it was always Luz Theron's plan to seal the boar. Blaming the person who opposed the plan for its failure is the height of injustice. Also, authoritative lore texts strongly assert that Saidin and Saidar together cannot seal the Dark One's prison without both being corrupted. In short, there must be another way if we are to have any hope of living to see a fourth age remotely worth living for. Some have also discussed whether or not it is possible in this turning to relearn and replicate Balefire, a Forbidden Weave described extensively in last turning. While many great events from last turning were tied to this weave, and these were discussed at length, there is the fact that a great hero sacrificed themselves to counteract a concerted effort to use Balefire to unravel the pattern itself, and in so doing discovered a new weave that was the counter to Balefire. Surely the wheel shall once again will that this hero sacrifice themselves at Tarmangaiden. However, their doing so for any reason short of saving reality itself would feel hollow and incomplete compared to last turning. Indeed, only dying in the direct assistance of the Dragon Reborn's efforts to reseal the Dark One's prison could come close. I can think of few things more discouraging than cheapening that hero's sacrifice, which is why I trust that the wheel shall not weave that into being. In closing, the male Adam's effects can be replicated by compulsion, removing its necessity. The mechanics of Kalendor's role in potentially resealing the boar are vital to not casting blame on others for Luz Theron Telemann's ill-conceived plan, and Balefire is vital to the significance of a heroic sacrifice that was at the center of last turning's Tarmangaiden, and will no doubt be so once more. Your Majesty, this concludes our report. Forward the White Lion of Andor. My ladies and lords of the Westlands, rulers from sundry lands, if you find the reports my clerks and I produce to be helpful or entertaining, as you labor in the service of your people, do honor us with your raised thumbs, patronage, and subscriptions. Until our next report.